Everything's crashing down on me. All right, everybody, I'm here. I've got everything going on new tonight. So I'm on my new computer. I've got my new lights. So let me know how everything's playing out. I'm not going to stop now and put any description and stuff in because I was late and I didn't prepare that. So I'll go back and add that afterwards. Let me just welcome everyone. Give you guys a little, I don't know what I'm doing. I've still trouble getting used to this Mac, so. Mom's on, yay. Oh, good, I'm glad it looks good. So I'm gonna put my computer down. I'm looking at my shadows, back behind me. I got a whole bunch of different lights set up to try and brighten it up. And hopefully let me know later if there's shadows cast down on the desktop or not. I'm gonna get going though, because you guys, I'm late. I had to, I'm helping, I helped my friend organize a craft show. We've done it for several different years. And both of us have had life things going on, and it's a little behind for us this time around. And tonight we're going to set up the booth spaces. So we went and got that done. And as soon as I got home, Mike and Reed and I decided we needed to eat. And then I totally lost track that I needed to be here. So I'm sorry I'm late, but I will get this out and going for everybody. I'm going to show you the card that I came up with today. I was doing a Finally Friday video and decided that I wanted to make the same fold that I put in my newsletter today. If you don't get my newsletter, go to greenthumbstampers.com and click add to my newsletter. That's all you got to do. Put your email address in, then it should send you an email that you have to go and confirm that you did sign up for it. And that will should prevent it from going to your junk, and it should come right to your inbox. I do that once a week on Wednesdays. And I showed the card that I made for my mom's birthday today. And that was the fold I wanted to show because I knew that I could be late and I wanted it to be a quick card. And now I've just spiraled it into a really pretty card that might take me a few minutes, but I'm going to try and not rush through it, but get through it for you in a decent amount of time. But if you're catching this on the replay, you can separate out through to the good parts. But I don't really have much to share. I am using new stamps tonight from the mini catalog, and I've neglected my updates. I'm not exactly sure when the mini catalog will be online for you guys to see. Should be soon, but not too soon because they still have the other catalog that they want you to buy from. So I'm going to turn my camera down though and show you guys. Oh Lord, how am I going to find that? I'm using this new computer, so how do I find my desktop? I didn't think of that. That's not that wasn't smart. There I am. Okay. And guess what? This computer shows me my YouTube chat in a bigger screen thing. I don't have to squint to read what you guys are copying or typing to me. So that's cool. And I kind of like this computer. It's working good. I'm just not sure if it's for me or not. There we go. Spotlight my desktop for everyone. So now it should go down to my desktop. and give it a couple seconds. So I'm going to, there we go. My next thing is, it's kind of far away. Does it look too far away for you guys? If so, let me know, and I can try and adjust my camera arm to bring it down closer. Part of what took me too is I was trying to fix my zoom because it was so far away. You were seeing way off from normal, so I can fix my camera, my phone arm. But this is the card. I'll try and hold it up and show you guys stuff. So this is the card that fold that, of course, yes, another fold from my friend Patty. And I made my mom's birthday card with it. And so I'm trying to make this tonight with you guys. It's very easy fun fold with a belly band. So I'm going to put that over here. It should still be in the camera. Guess it doesn't really matter. So we're going to, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. So we're going to use the two-tone Flora dies, and they go with this stamp set. And Stampin' Up! Is now naming the stamps and dies by the same name. So you'll know your two-tone Flora goes with your two-tone Flora dies. And I'm just going to write and stamps on here just so I know that they go together. And then in here, I'll probably will write something that says dies, just again, so that I know that they have coordinating stuff. Some people use dots. If you do want to put if you get little sticky dots, pull this out and stick it on the paper. I find my sticky dots on the plastic, they come off too easily. So this is a two-step stamping. Every flower has two pieces to it. This we should go over with this, and I haven't quite figured out what this little thing goes with yet, but maybe it goes in the center. It goes on that. I'm not sure, and I just played with it tonight to make my sample before I got online. So I haven't really played with all those yet. So the two-tone Flora dies, you get all the flowers and the greenery. I'm going to say this one is this, and then you get the leaves down here. And then you get all of the main flowers. And then you get this really, really pretty die that will cut out a solid piece of paper. So like if I put this on here and ran it through my die cut machine, I would peel this off, and then all this would still be here. It just would be cut out. It doesn't cut out the square. It just cuts out all the detail. And it's beautiful. I'll show you here in a few minutes. It's just beautiful. And then we are also going to use the Something Fancy. Now these two are a bundle if you want them that way. And then these two, Something Fancy word set and the Something Fancy dies. And then in these dies are these, they're all these labels, frames kind of thing, tags, tabs, whatever. And I think these little things will punch out up in here. Oh, I didn't even see that hexagon up there. These little things will punch out in your tag areas if you want to do that. And then that little flag is pretty cool. And so those two are a bundle. And these go together in the suite. There's a suite that has some ribbon, some gems, I think there's sequins, and then this paper, which I'm using also. The paper is very pretty. It's just different like textures of paint in variety of colors. And so see if I can find the one that I used on that other card right there. And I'm not finding it. I don't want to waste time. Oh, no, that's this card. Oh, well. Oh, there it is. This is the paper. Isn't that beautiful? This is the paper that I used on the sample that I just showed you. And then I used a different green one for the inside, but I'm not going to search for that one. But the designs in this paper are just beautiful. And this paper, like I said, it's part of the suite, but you can obviously buy it separate. And it's called Fancy Flora 6x6 paper. So I'm going to get started with the actual card. And I apologize for my squeaky voice. I've been sick. If you watched my Finally Friday last week, that was when it finally hit me, was last Friday. And I've been kind of battling it ever since. So my card that we're going to do tonight, I pre-cut, so I'm sorry. You're going to start with a sheet that's 8.5 by 11 and cut it off at 5.5. Then at this piece, I cut it at 1.25. I don't like too wide of a belly band, and this will be our belly band. I don't like a real wide belly band to cover up too much of whatever else I might be doing in the card. So I cut it down to 1.25. I'm also using this designer series paper. And then I'm going to accent on the inside with this one. Or I might use that side. What do you guys think? You think about it and let me know while I'm showing you doing this with it. And then we're going to use the couple of the dies from the set, and I will show you in a second. So then we're going to take our paper and we're going to score it at, I forgot my notebook. I'm going to do this from memory. We're going to score at 1.25, 5.5, and then 9.25. See if I remembered that correctly. And go ahead and fold these in and give them a good crease. You know what? I got to get my notebook. Hold on. It's going to be way easier for me to look at my notebook measurements than to try and figure them out as I'm going along. 1.25, 5.5, and 9.25. So I must have scored that correctly. Yep, there's space inside there. So we got that good. There's our basic card right here. Then I'm going to try. And what I did on this one is what I'm going to try and do here, but I'm going to try and fix it this time. I want the paper to flow. I want the design to flow. And I started this way on the sample card, and I wanted to flow this way through the card. But when I got to the inside, you know, and we had cut off enough, just this part was going to show. So I had to flip it this way to get the flowers to show. So this time I'm going to start. I'm going to run it this way and see what we get. All right, so we want the paper to be 5.25. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to cut it down to 5.25. And then we need a 1-inch piece for this panel here. So I'm going to cut that. Then we need a 1.5-inch piece for the next panel. And then this piece will be 3.5, and that will fit here on this panel. Then we need for the inside, pink side. Hey, Kathy. All right, mom says pink side. So we're gonna go ahead then and cut off the paper to 5 1/4 again. Then we need a 1-inch piece for this side. Here. And we need a 3 1/4 inch piece, or 3 1/2 inch piece, sorry, for this side. Let's see, there's not a lot to it. So now we can glue our pieces on. And I got this one handy, so I'll glue this one on. Isn't that just beautiful colors? Wow. Just love them. I've been really partial to the evening evergreen right now. And I don't know if it's because I've been making some Christmas cards with it or what, but I've been loving that color. So I'm going to put that here. Then I'm going to put our white one over here. Our white one, our 1-inch piece. I'm thinking 1-inch piece over here. Yeah. Word to the wise, don't glue on your project like that. There's your wise word of wisdom for tonight. So I glued that 1-inch piece on there. Now we've got our 1-inch piece. We're going to start on this side, on this flap. I'm so excited when we went to mark up for the craft show. We got more vendors than we had last year, so I was pretty excited for that. Michelle does a great job at getting vendors. And so I'm hoping to be back in time to help her a little bit on Saturday morning. We shall see what the weather brings. Okay, now we want to follow the pattern, kind of, the flow of the card design. No, that's upside down. Through the card. And I know it's overlapping, so it's going to use up some of the space, but or not the space, but the design, it's going to overlap and cover up some of it, but it's still going to kind of flow. Isn't that neat? It's just going to flow right with it. And then let's see. Should end up going this way. Okay, so it goes this way. So let's see what it looks like if I put that there and close it down. I guess, yeah, it's good. That's got enough of it sticking out. This way is going to cover up too much and it'll look upside down. So let's go with this side. This card, I'm going to also go and measure from this direction to kind of make sure everything's even. I don't care if I got too much, a little extra space on that side because you don't really see it. But I forgot what I was going to tell you guys. How simple is that? Oh, it uses up a lot of your designer series paper, is what I was going to say. Oh, hey, Patty's on. Christy's on. Yep, Patty, this is your card. I love my Patty time. She's always giving me new ideas. Oh, then we're going to take the Beauteous die. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? That's what comes off from that solid die I showed you. Let's see if I can pop this little piece out. I missed a piece and it's not going to come out, so it's going to stay in there. This is where your fine tip glue will come in handy or not. Let's see if I can. I'm going to try and use it. See what I can do to keep from getting it everywhere. And I'm trying this. I did not do this on the other card, but I'm going to try and glue this right into the, I know Kathy's telling me, pick it up, pick it up. I can feel you guys going, oh, Jill and her green glue, she's the worst. I am the worst with it too, and I'm going to end up wearing it, but just going to look for the big areas that I can put some in that aren't going to make too big of a mess. Oh, look at that big spot. And then hope, I don't get too much that's going to goo out everywhere. Did you guys see the sampler at the beginning? I don't think you could see the whole thing. I got the sampler up on my top shelf behind me. So I don't know if you saw it or not. That's my little Easter egg in my videos for you guys that are coming to the bottled happiness. Yeah, that class. Bottled happiness. Yes, that's what it's called. All right, I'm calling that good because I'm going to get into too much of the detail spots, and then I'm just going to glue this down. And so I cut the white paper just a smidge bigger than 5 1/4 by 4, and I still had to trim just a hair off, but that was okay because my other try, the die actually cuts too close. So make your paper a little bit bigger, and then you can do the trimming on your own to be able to leave it as a frame. And then I will have to deal with my glue overage later when I get my little goober thing out and do this and clean the sticky off, because I was a little heavy-handed up here, and it will stick shut. All right, and then I'm going to put a frame inside. So I'm not going to completely cover it up, but I want, well, you could put it over here, couldn't you? Could put it over here and save that whole beautiful piece. I think I'm going to do that. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to put it over on that side. That's thinking I'm a feet. So I'm going to stamp on this. And I'm just going to put happy birthday. Little tiny happy birthday on there. I have not inked it up yet, but I did run my red eraser, pink eraser across it to try and get off any residue. And I'm going to use the soft suede on the words. I'm going to put it up toward the top. Just because this card is the sentiment I'm going to put on the outside is to make it like a belated birthday card, even though it doesn't say happy belated birthday. It just says, I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. So they kind of made it very versatile in the sense that people need belated birthday cards. But that saying says, happy belated birthday, basically, without really saying it. So I'm going to stick that on the inside, right-hand side. Good thing we went with the pink, Mom, because I think that will help showcase this a little better. Patty, stop the winter talk. Oh my gosh. Stop ordering stuff, especially snow too. I'm going to tell your person at work to schedule you more if you're going to stay home and order snow. You and Debbie Green and your snow. I tell you. No more snow till I get back home safe and sound. And Christy's going back and forth. So no more snow till we're all back home, snuggled in our beds. Now we're going to do our belly band. Sometimes I'll wrap or put a strip of designer paper on the belly band, but this one, the paper's only 6 by 6, so I felt that it was not necessary. Also, I'm going to trim it down to 9.5. So I'm going to take 1.5 inches off this paper. And then I'm just going to fold it up. You know, I'm going to use some real exact science here. I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to fold the other side up. And you're going to laugh, but that to me looks like the back with the way you guys ever notice sometimes your blade makes a mark or the die makes a mark so that you definitely say, ooh, I want that to be the front or the top. Well, that's what this is. I could see a little blade mark on there. All right. So I folded it over. Kind of want it, you know, semi on there. Not too tight, but not too loose. You want it to stay on. So I'm going to put some glue down on the end here, and that will catch the bottom of this. And then I'm going to put some on the top over here, and then that will catch the top. So I'm making sure that I'm not over gluing, and I'm going to hold that for a second. Oh, what, baby girl, my poor kitty. She's scared to death because Reed's here. Yes, yay, my girlie's home. But the cat has not been upstairs since Reed got here. She's been hiding downstairs. So she now decided that she's going to wake up for a minute and meow at me. So we've got the belly band on now, and it should slip off and on. Keep the card shut. Then I have let me do this next and get this piece. I got another sentiment, and I'm going to use the I didn't forget your birthday. And lately that would come in pretty handy because I've missed a couple of December birthdays. I know I missed a couple in October, maybe November too. I don't know, just random. When I looked at my calendar and saw I had missed a couple, I felt really bad. I did send them out late. But... All right, so I'm going to stamp that. I didn't forget your birthday. Ha ha ha. That's really bad, isn't it, when a person that makes cards forgets a birthday? I should have a stash built up to use, but I tend to make them as I need them, unless I'm in a real pinch. But I have a piece of paper, and I'm going to use, another tip, you might want to come in and number these like 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, that kind of thing, so that you know where each pair is at. It might not matter once you get inside here. It'll make more sense than what it does on the front, I believe. They're maybe not, but I think it is. I think they're in a different order on the front than they are inside. But I'm going to glue my frame on. I'm getting myself ahead here. Glue my frame on. I like these frames too. I've been buying some die sets a lot lately that just for the frames and stuff inside. I think the snowflake dies that I got had some of those like this in it, and so I bought it for that, not knowing it was in this one too. But you know, something that just can be a little more precise with the angles and stuff than I am just cutting by freehand. Put some adhesive on the back, and I'm going to glue that on the front. Move that over. Smidge. All right. So I'm going to glue that to the front of our belly band. And then I've got a spare piece of paper. I'm going to do these, the two little flowers. So I'm going to call this one like 1A. And then your dies, they were, I don't want to say tricky, but again, you might make a little mark on the die with a Sharpie as to, and then maybe even on here so that you say, here's the top of the, well, here's the top of the, what I'm calling the top of the flower. And so maybe like this point here, put a little line on here, and then line your die up and put a little line on the die so that you know that that little point, which would be here, will be the, I'm going to call it the top. Let me stamp it and show you what I'm talking about. So I got that little point right there. I'm going to stamp that down. And then we're going to go ahead with stamp number 2. And this second stamp, you could do the same thing. You could figure out where you need to line it up and put the little line on this paper. I could tell you to put the line on the stamp. I just don't know how long it would stay there. So then we're going to put that there. I'm thinking that that's the spot to line it up. You can see through it and it'll kind of all come into focus if you've got it in the right spot. So then we're going to put that there, and then I'm going to just sidetrack for a second to show you what I'm talking about. See how the dies are kind of, here's these 2 stamps that I'm going to use. And they're virtually the same size. So you're going to want to say, ooh, see all the little frillies? That's this guy. He's got more, oh, this one. He's got more frillies to him. You'll see when I stamp it down. So this one is the one that I just used. So if you found that point, you would know exactly where to come over here and line up your die. So like I'd put the little black like Sharpie marker mark right there, and I would know that that point lines up with that point on my die. And then you could tape it in place or whatever you do to keep it in place. And it will just help when you come to these to help you see where you need to line things up at. It'll take a lot of the guesswork out of what you're doing there and make your project go a whole lot faster. So we got number 1 done. And now I'm going to do the second one. This one, you can do the same thing as I was saying, line up the little point. So this is kind of the frilly one. It's got all those hoop-de-doos in it. And then again, as you come up to it, you can kind of see it'll fall into place with where you want it to line up at, or it should. Oh, eyes are going. I'm gonna go right there. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm a little wonky, but again, the little dot would help me. I just haven't gotten that far with them yet. So I'm going to have 2 flowers, and then I'm going to use this big green leaf. The heck is that? Oh, that came off. I had that stuck on the back of the evening evergreen. That was a evening evergreen in a foreign language. Words from the back. That was funny. Okay, then I'm going to do 2 leaves in evening evergreen. I must have taken my foamy thing out. I sure did. Well, it's too late now. So I got 2 sets of the leaves, and I don't really like that one, so I'm going to do a third because I got space there. And then I would take them over and cut them out with these little dies, but I already did that. Another reason that why I got on a little bit later. I had the idea, I just didn't have all of the stuff ready. Because I was trying, because as I told you guys, I'm trying out this Mac, so I'm having trouble with video software. So I was trying to make a Finally Friday so that I could practice editing the clips together to see if it's going to work for me. Otherwise, I got to go back to Windows computer. So I made this card on my Finally Friday, but I didn't embellish on the band because I wanted it to be a no frills quick thing, and then it ended up to not really be. But I didn't embellish the band. But for this card for you guys, I wanted to embellish the band a little bit. So we cut that stuff out, and then can we even embellish it? I might have to. Let me pop this puppy back off. Might have to move that over. Try and fit these in. So I got just a couple of the flowers. And then I could have used the little tiny leaves that were on it, but I wanted it to kind of be a way out over the toppy looking thing. But I shouldn't have used this green because I was planning on using the the flip side of that other paper that was voted down. I was going to use this one, so then this color went. But that's all right because it looks pretty with the pink. So I'm going to stick that under there. And I'm going to glue that on there, and maybe I'll go over and add some of the little green ones. Stick it under, since I'll pop this over here. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm just going to, well, you can't even see my green. All right, you guys get it. Christy, you need to come arrange this for me. We'll stick that one down there underneath the frame, and since I peeled it up, I'll put some sticky on both sides to hold it there. And then we'll put this one down here. And maybe, no, I'm not going to pop it up. I am going to glue it flat. I also thought I wanted some twine on it, and I forgot to bring over the twine, but I was going to put some of our beautiful thread under there that we love so much. I want to pull this out a little bit. Glue this back down. Well, I didn't really pull it out, but there you go. So there's our card. I still think it needs a little bit of that thread or something. Maybe pop these up, or just the little tiny leaves. I'm not sure what it needs. What do you guys think it needs? Maybe I can add it. But then that'll pull off. And then there's your card. And this, you guys, that might have come on late, this is the die that comes in the two-tone Flora die set. Not only cuts out all these flowers, there's a die that makes this piece. So there we go. And that's that, guys. Let's go back to my Sure. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad that you found me, even though I did tell you guys on my Facebook that I might be on late. So I'm glad you found me, and let me know what you think, how the lighting looks and how the lighting for the card look, because it's two different kind of sets of lighting thing I got going on. And oh, can you see I'll just pull it down. I'll just show you. Here's the sampler that you're going to make. Hopefully you got all that lighting on there, but that's a sampler for the bottled happiness class. Should be exciting. I got that all designed. I'll just have to get it cut. That'll be on the 18th. So I'll see some of you then. And that's it. I'll talk to you next week for another Wednesday Live. You guys take care, stay safe, stay warm. Stop asking for snow, Patty. And Mom, I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.